Alright, so these are some presentation documents that I created with the help of the new AI model from OpenAI, which is ChatGPT Images 2.0. So what's great about this model is its impressive text rendering capability, meaning that when it generates an image that might contain some text, the text will be very much accurate. It's going to be without any mistake. And that quality means that we can generate many types of content. Like you can use the model to create a poster, infographics, social media posts, or even in this case, you can use the model to generate a nice looking presentation document in just a few minutes. This is something that we actually have seen on Gemini Nano Banana via Notebook LM, but actually we can do the same utilizing the latest image model from OpenAI. But of course, we don't want to do it manually. I mean, you don't want to create a prompt and then send a message and then get the image and then, stitch them together into a presentation document. We want to automate the whole process. And what we need is we have to build a workflow that can be reused over and over again. So you just need to provide the material or the topic, and then the rest will be done by AI. It's really cool. So let me show you how you can do it. So the tool that we are going to use is called Freepik. You can navigate to freepik.com, or you can click the link in the description down below. So the tool within this platform that we are going to use is called Spaces. So Spaces is where you can build a custom workflow, and this is extremely useful if you want to automate or bulk generate some content generation. I mean, you don't have to manually prompt every single time. You just need to build the workflow once, and then it can be reused over and over again. So you can start a new space, and then I'm going to show you the workflow that you can build. It is not complicated. It's actually very, very simple. So let's click this plus button. And then we are going to select text. Okay, so this is where we are going to insert the topic or the material that later will be turned into a slide deck or images. Now here, I'm going to click this text icon. I'm going to drag it anywhere. And then we want to select assistant. So this is the prompt that will be used to change or to turn that topic into an AI image prompt. So this is the prompt that I'm going to use, and you can check the prompt in the description down below. You can copy it. Now I'm going to just paste that right here. So, okay, right here you can choose many things, like you can select the number of slides or the number of images that will be generated. You can change the number to 10, 20, 50, it's up to you. And then the design style. Now this one is quite interesting because you can choose any design style. There is no limit. You can describe it as much as you like. Or maybe you can also just use some recommendations that I have here. And again, these will also be available in the description down below. So let's say I want to try perhaps retro vintage tech. I'm going to just copy this. And let's replace the design style with that particular style that I just copied earlier. Now, for the model, and honestly, you can use any model, but I'm a big fan of the Cloud Sonnet 4.6, so I'm going to use that. And here, the output format, replace it to export as list. So we are going to create a sort of list that contains several prompts that later will be used to create the slides or create the images. Now, after that, you can click here, and then you want to select list. Okay, so the list will appear right here. Now, right at the moment, it is empty because this content will only be produced once the workflow is running, once this prompt is used. But at the moment, it is completely empty. But don't worry, it will be populated later. Now, I'm going to add another node, and this one is for image generation. So I'll select image generator. And after that, you can select the model. There are many models like that. There are models from Google, from Black Forest Labs, from OpenAI. But of course, in this video, I'm going to use GPT Image 2.0. GPT-2, that's the name of the model. And the aspect ratio is I think for most presentation documents, they are either 4:3 or 16:9, but I think I will select 16:9. And the resolution is 1K, 2K, all the way to 4K, but I'm totally fine with 1K. And there you go, that's it. You can add some extra prompts. You can also use a sort of reference image if you want to, but in this case, I'll just generate purely from the prompt. It's actually going to be quite unique every single time, but if you have a particular style that AI must follow, then you can add this, and then you can select image, and then you can provide the reference style that the AI image model must follow. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, I think that's basically it as far as I know. Yep, that's the last note that we have to add. As you can see, it is very simple. There are only 4. Actually, there will be 5 later when it's done creating the images. Now here in the text note, we have to insert the topic or the document. Now you cannot upload the document, so you have to copy the content manually, which is perhaps the one slight downside, but not a big problem. For example, here I'm going to just copy this research that I have done in Perplexity AI. Okay, this is about battery technology in EV. I'll just copy it and paste that right here. Okay, Control V, and there you go. Now, I think we are basically done about the settings, the notes. Yep, everything seems to be all right. So if you want to run this, you can start from the very first node, which is the text node. You can click it and then click this button to run from here. So just click that and just wait until it finishes. It might take quite a while depending on how many images that you want to generate, but wait until it finishes, and then I'll show you the next steps that you need to do. Okay, so this is the result. As you can see, the slides do have that retro or vintage style, and I do really like it. And by the way, if you want to use a different topic, or you want to rerun this workflow again using perhaps a different style or a different prompt, make sure to change the setting from keep items to replace items, because that way it will remove the previous one and start a new one. You don't want to combine the slides from one session to another. I think that's just a best practice. So make sure to change the setting from keep items to replace items on the list notes that you have on this workflow. So after that, if you want to turn this into a PowerPoint document, something that you can open in PowerPoint or Google Slides, then you can download those as a zip file. So just right click on the group and then click download. And then later, you can, manually drag and drop the image into each slide in PowerPoint or Google Slides, but you can actually just use AI to combine or turn everything into a PowerPoint document. So just wait until it is downloaded. Okay, there you go. Now, you can use either ChatGPT or Cloud AI or maybe something else. There are many platforms that you can use, but I do recommend using either Cloud AI or ChatGPT, and especially ChatGPT because they do have a code execution feature enabled by default, whereas in Cloud you have to enable manually via the settings. But either way, those tools can turn your zip file into a presentation document. So I'm going to just drag and drop that document. And by the way, this zip file contains all the images that were generated in that workflow. And this is the prompt that I'm going to use. Okay, I want you to generate a PowerPoint or .pptx document from these images. I want the aspect ratio to be 16:9, and then later please give me the download link. Okay, so this is my prompt. I mean, you don't have to, aspect ratio. Let me just make sure that everything is correct. Yep. Send the message and just wait. And of course, you can use the same instructions in Cloud if you want to. And what's going to happen is ChatGPT or Cloud will use its coding capability to turn the zip file or extract the items from that zip file, and then we'll put them into a PowerPoint document. And later you'll get the download link, and you can, open it in PowerPoint or perhaps upload the document to Google Slides if you want to. Alright, so I'm going to click this download button. So this is very similar to the slide deck feature in Notebook LM. So I'm not surprised if this is actually a response from OpenAI that the previous model was beaten by the Gemini not a banana model, but now they seems to have a comeback, and I do really like this model, perhaps slightly more than Gemini not a banana. Okay, so the document has been downloaded, and this is the result. Okay, so yeah, it looks alright, looks decent. I mean, the order seems to be off, but not a big deal. Yep, these slides were generated by the GPT model, and I can do it again. I can use a different topic or a different style, and all I need is just one click, and then later I can get a nice looking images from this workflow in Freepik. Again, the link is available in the description down below. And if you do like this video and you want to learn more about cool things that you can do with AI, then check out this video, and I'll see you there.